Alright boys, Sunday post-fight show, recapping last night's fun event, lots of quick finishes. Downside is that it left a lot of dead air for the commentators to fill, and a ton of shit commercials because it was on TSN, so it wasn't a UFC Fight Pass. And other than that, yeah, great night of finishes. I was pretty happy with the points I got. I haven't seen everyone else's picks. I like to kind of wait till you guys all watch the fights and Chris sends out the email, which makes me laugh. You know, him sending out results of his shitty performance and that he's coming back. He's coming back for that belt. So the only record I think he's going to hold is going to be the most consecutive third place finishes, if he's lucky and doesn't finish last. So hope you guys enjoy the fights and hope I creamed you guys in the points. First fight of the night, Avia versus Gadzi or something, Gazda. That's the chick that got caught and came back last minute booty call. Didn't look very well. Don't think she'll be back. I can't remember if it's a strawweight division or the 125-pound division they fought in, but if it's strawweight, she's gone. If it's 125, they'll keep her around. But yeah, she got hit once to the torso and then a knee up the middle to the gut. She didn't like that. And then I don't know if it was the punches afterwards or she just had enough of that one knee and just went up against the cage and turtled up and had enough. So impressive 25-second KO for Avia. I had it by decision, but what are you going to do? So I think the next one up was De La Rosa versus Espinoza. Yeah, I wasn't very confident in taking the underdog points here. De La Rosa looks absolute shit on the feet. He was late. He had the same counter for every strike that Espinoza had for him. Just got dominated in all areas of the fight there. He actually even got taken down. So it was worth a try for the points, but yeah, I think this might be the last for De La Rosa in the UFC for a while, but we'll see. Next fight was Merab versus the last-minute replacement here, Gustavo. It was a pretty good fight, pretty good entertaining fight. Gustavo looked dangerous in some parts. He was bigger. I think this might have been at a catch weight. Looked like the bigger dude, pretty decent shape, threw some bombs. Balashvili threw some bombs back as well, tried to keep a good pace. He did slow his opponent down towards the later parts of the fight, but I was impressed by the Gustavo kid's strength. His ability on the ground not to get tapped out. His cardio was in really good shape. Balashvili caught him though in the second with a really good right and wobbled him, and he stopped smiling after that. So I was pretty close to having my prediction of Merab by KO in the second come to fruition, but he ended up breaking his own record and, you know, I think nailed 13 takedowns. And he's calling out O'Malley. So I don't know if he's ready for O'Malley or vice versa, but long term, Merab's a good fighter, but I don't know if he's as good as he's hyped up. I see some holes in his game. He also slowed down a bit towards the end of the fight as well. So you could see him kind of buying a little bit of time in between attacks. But good fight. And yeah, I had him by KO too, but we got a decision, so we'll take it. Yeah, the next fight was Fili versus Jordan, which was my prediction for fight of the night. They didn't end up awarding one, so they ended up giving out 4 performance of the night awards. Understandable with all the finishes. So it's good that they're spreading the wealth around with the fighters. That's really awesome. But I'm interested to know if that would have got fight of the night or not. But I had Fili by decision, and that's how it turned out. Jordan was dangerous for sure. Knocked him down on the first with his trademark left. I can't remember if it was a hook or a down the pipe, but he's dangerous for sure. So wasn't an easy fight for Fili. I think he might have hurt his hand too with his kicks, as you'll see on the commentating. But the takedowns, you know, Fili's got a better all-around game and resorted to it, which is what MMA is. It's not a kickboxing match. Showed his skills. His angles were really good too. If you notice, he's not like straight. He's kind of angling in, sliding in and out, left and right on his attacks, confused and slowed down Jordan just enough. So that was a good win by Feely, coming back and taking the last 2 rounds. And we had some questionable judging again. So one judge gave the fight to Jordan, which I don't really see. And Jordan was surprised to get it too. So I'll take the points. Feely by decision. Boom. All right, this fight I was excited for because I was pretty confident in my pick with Rosa, with the extra underdog point here. What's his opponent's name again? Aguilera. He's been on a losing streak. Rosa didn't take it down like I thought he would, but he threw a few different things at Aguilera. Confused him. He had a jumping in left that he was catching him with a few times, so he was in and out, which was really good. Aguilera seemed either confused or he was really slow, not really catching him with anything, couldn't really get the timing down. Rosa had some good leg kicks too, so he was multi-dimensional versus Aguilera, who's just waiting for his, to throw some bombs. But yeah, he's got a good ground game too, so I think that's why maybe Rosa didn't take him down. He was just trying to have a good outing here. But yeah, questionable judging again on this one. Somebody gave it to Aguilera, 29-28, which is crazy. But yeah, extra underdog points by decision. Boom. Co-main event, we had Vettori versus Robertson. Much anticipated matchup between these two guys who've had a beef for a while. Actually, Vettori came out really calm. He looked like he was really focused. He was out there to get a win. But that changed as soon as the fight started. Yeah, he can turn it on, man. I was impressed. I was worried that he might come out and get all emotional and have things go against his way. But yeah, impressive. He's a good young prospect here. So Robertson, he looks physically more dominating, but not much to it. He looked pretty deflated performance-wise. So Vettori's grappling's awesome. So clinched him, took him down, went for a couple of submissions. Robertson was pretty good. He got out of them and swept and kind of got on top. But Vettori's grappling's looking pretty legit. So he got his position back, went for a couple more subs, and finally locked in the rear naked in the first round. So exciting to see him hopefully come back soon in another fight. So definite prospect. I had him by KO in the third, sub in the first. I don't know what you cucks took, but I don't think anyone took Robertson. Chris probably did. All right, cucks. Main event, we got I versus Calvillo. We all know the weight issues that Jessica I had. I'll get to that later. But yeah, she didn't look worse for wear like I thought she would. And the bettors too had kind of jumped on the Calvillo bandwagon after the weight cut yesterday. She was a big favorite. So down to the fight itself. Yeah, Calvillo looked pretty good. I thought she won all 5 rounds, even though Paul Felder thought that Jessica I won the first round. But I don't know. I think they traded some good jabs. She looked crisp. She looked good at the new weight division. The speed was good. Wasn't outclassed on her feet. Actually got Jessica I with a few good shots. Anytime a fighter smiles, they got hit hard, and Jessica smiled a few times during that fight. So, and then she just turned it on and just used her grappling and clinching attacks as well, and took her down a few times. So it was awesome. It was a good performance. I was pretty impressed. And she's obviously now in a super shallow division. She's now a contender. So I know Dana White really liked her when she got into the UFC, and he's pushing to get her up in the rankings. So her against Shevchenko was a nightmare though. So, but what other choice do they have? Yeah, it was a good fight. No real scary moments for me picking her as the underdog. I had it by sub in the second, but she had some pretty good ground game. Came close a couple of times, but Jessica I is pretty good too, and she's bigger, stronger, which you'll see that it kind of gassed out Calvillo towards the end of the fight. The grappling did, just fighting a bigger, stronger chick. So good fight. No real underdog points, unfortunately, but I'll take Cynthia. Yeah, I had Cynthia by decision. Take the extra point there. Not the extra point, sorry, but I'll take the point there. Hoping you guys took eye on this one. I haven't checked the predictions yet. I kind of like to wait till after the fight just to get Chris's recap, and it's kind of fun that way. And yeah, I think I need a new group for friends too. You nerds, I don't know how you just tape live sports and watch them 2-3 days later. So I'm bottling up all this fucking excitement about the fights and all that. But yeah. So the rumors about around Jessica Ai's weigh-ins. She's got a few fighters pissed off at her, including Cynthia Calvillo and her team. No real beef, but it just kind of irked her. She was saying that Jessica's coaches texted Cynthia's coaches saying, listen, we're going to be about 3.5, 4 pounds over. And this was about 15 to 30 minutes before the weigh-ins. And then all of a sudden, magically, she loses all that weight, and she's only off by about 0.25 pounds. So interesting stuff. There's a couple of fighters have called her out online. So it sounds like she's a bit of a bitch in that manner, and she's kind of saying that she was proud that she came that close to making weight. Apparently it's all been fake. So I'm loving the drama, boys. Can't fight.